There once was a cult that believed the world began last Thursday. They were convinced that all of history, memories, and evidence of events before last Thursday were simply implanted in people's minds by a malevolent force. The cult was small at first, but they grew in numbers as their beliefs spread. They would hold secret meetings in dark basements, whispering about their theories and trying to convert others to their cause. At first, it all seemed harmless enough. But as the cult grew in size and influence, their beliefs began to take on a darker tone. They believed that anyone who didn't share their beliefs was part of the malevolent force trying to deceive them. Members of the cult would disappear without a trace, and rumors began to spread that they were being sacrificed in some twisted ritual. Those who dared to question the cult's beliefs were met with hostility and violence. As the cult grew more radical, their actions became more extreme. They began to stockpile weapons and explosives, preparing for the day when they would rise up against the supposed deceivers. Eventually, the cult's actions drew the attention of law enforcement. The police raided their secret meeting places and uncovered evidence of their twisted beliefs and violent plans. Many members of the cult were arrested and brought to justice. But the fear of their beliefs lingered on, and many people still whispered about the cult's dark legacy and the horrors they committed in the name of their twisted beliefs. Despite the cult's downfall, there were still those who believed in their teachings. These followers scattered across the world, forming small cells that met in secret to discuss their beliefs and plan for the future. Over time, the teachings of the cult became more extreme, and their followers grew more fanatical. They saw themselves as the chosen few, the only ones who had been awakened to the truth of the world's creation. The cult's leaders had always claimed that the world had begun last Thursday, and that everything before that was a lie. But as time passed, their teachings became more elaborate. They claimed that the world was created by a malevolent god, one who had enslaved humanity in a matrix-like reality. The cult's followers believed that they had to break free of this matrix, to wake up and see the world as it truly was. They saw themselves as warriors, fighting against the forces of darkness that sought to keep them enslaved. In secret, the cult's leaders began to experiment with mind-altering drugs and other techniques to help their followers break free from the matrix. They believed that they were on the cusp of a great awakening, one that would shake the world to its foundations. And then, one day, something happened. A member of the cult, who had been experimenting with the drugs in secret, experienced a terrible vision. They saw the world as it truly was, a bleak and barren place, ruled by a malevolent god. The cult's leaders saw this vision as a sign, a confirmation of their beliefs. They began to spread the word, telling their followers that the end was near, that they had to prepare for the coming apocalypse. The cult's followers, caught up in the feverish excitement of the moment, began to stockpile weapons and supplies. They believed that they were the chosen ones, the ones who would survive the apocalypse and emerge as the rulers of a new world. But then, as suddenly as it had begun, it all fell apart. The cult's leaders were arrested, their followers scattered to the winds. The world moved on, and the cult was forgotten, a footnote in the history of human madness.